Data stream initiated. This is Darkweb Reports. Content warning. The following report contains graphic descriptions of extreme violence. Enjoy the video. I found this saved on a flash drive my friend Marcus sent me. The last contact I had was a garbled, terrified voicemail. He's been gone for 2 weeks. I'm posting this because if anyone else is out there hunting in the Alaskan wilderness, you need to know. He called it a Skinwalker. He was an experienced hunter, a former Special Forces scout. He wasn't one for fairy tales. This is his account, copied verbatim. The air is a razor blade, and the sun is just a whisper over the horizon, bleeding a weak orange across the snow. I've been tracking this bull moose for 3 days now, a massive solitary beast. I saw its prints in the frozen ground. They were the size of a dinner plate. The antlers, from the one glimpse I caught, were a crown of twisted, unnatural bone, a spread of 7 feet, easy. This isn't just a trophy, it's a legend. I found it grazing near a frozen riverbed. It didn't spook. It just stood there, 50 yards out, staring at me. Its head was cocked at an angle that looked wrong, and its eyes, even from this distance, held no reflection of the weak morning light. Just pits of cold, dark nothing. I raised the scope. The crosshairs found its heart. I squeezed the trigger. The rifle clicked, not a misfire. The hammer fell. Just a click. The moose's head tilted further. A sound, like scraping stones, came from it. Not a snort, not a grunt. I ejected the round, reloaded, my fingers numb and fumbling in the biting cold. My hands, which have always been steady, were shaking. I raised the rifle again. This time the crosshairs weren't on its chest. They were on its face. It lowered its head, and the impossible happened. The antlers began to crack and splinter, the bone twisting into sharp, jagged points that looked like teeth. The hide around its shoulders stretched and tore, revealing sinew and a pale, fleshy skin beneath. It didn't just stand up on 2 legs. Its back legs bent backwards at the knee, snapping with a sickening crunch I heard even from my position. Its front legs elongated, the hooves splitting down the middle, the bone grinding into what became gnarled, clawed hands. The head, oh God, the head. The snout caved in, the jaw unhinging, the skin peeling back to reveal a parody of a human skull, with those massive antlers jutting from its temples. It was a man, stretched and torn and reformed, wearing the skin of a moose. Its mouth opened, a wide black maw, and it didn't roar. It spoke. "Marcus!" It hissed, a perfect mimicry of my mother's voice, distorted and stretched until it was a wire of pure malice. I dropped the rifle into the snow and ran, just ran. It didn't follow me immediately, it played. I woke up after a night of shivering, huddled in a small cave I'd found. A single fresh moose carcass was a few feet from my entrance. It had been skinned but not gutted. The hide was carefully folded beside it, still steaming in the freezing air, and the head with its glazed, dead eyes was turned towards my cave. My mother's voice, a soft, mocking laugh, drifted on the wind. I ran again. The voice is everywhere. It mimics my sister's laughter, the old man who taught me to hunt, my own panicked whispers. Every time I turn, I see it. Not its full form, just glimpses, a shadow moving at the edge of my vision, 2 pinpricks of light, like glowing coals, watching me from the darkness of the pines, a flash of white like a bone, disappearing behind a snow-covered boulder. I haven't slept. I can't. Every rustle of the frozen leaves is a footstep, every gust of wind a hissed name. I've lost my canteen. My provisions are gone. The Skinwalker left my pack torn open, everything scattered on the white snow, and on a flat rock nearby it left a single, perfectly arranged pile of jagged teeth. They were human. I tried to climb a cliff face, a sheer ascent to a ridge I thought it couldn't follow. Halfway up I heard a terrible scraping sound. It was above me, a pale, spindly form with a moose skull for a face, upside down, its hands like twisted hooks, scrambling with inhuman speed down the ice-slicked rock. I fell. I don't know how far. The world went black for a moment, and when I came to, my left arm was a dead weight. My ribs felt like shattered glass. The blood loss is making me dizzy. The Skinwalker got close last night. I was crawling through a thicket trying to hide. I felt a pressure on my back, a single terrible rending blow. I felt the sound of bone giving way before the pain hit. It was a claw, raking through my shirt, tearing skin and muscle, catching a rib and snapping it clean. I screamed, but it wasn't my voice that came out. It was a terrible gurgling sound, a perfect imitation of a drowning man. It laughed and I felt its breath, hot and putrid, on the back of my neck. Then it was gone. It's not just a hunter. It's an artist of cruelty. It wants me to suffer. It wants me to break. I'm hallucinating now. I saw my wife standing by a frozen creek waving to me. I stumbled towards her, weeping, broken, wanting her to hold me. I got close enough to see her face wasn't real. It was a mask of pale, stretched skin. Her eyes weren't hers. They were black, vacant. She opened her mouth and spoke. It was the Skinwalker's voice. "Come to me, Marcus. I can make it all stop." I fell back, screaming. The Skinwalker stood up from behind her form. Its body was a patchwork of animal hides, moose skin on one leg, bear fur on a shoulder, and eagle's wings draped over its back like a cape. Its hands were a terrible mix of human fingers and sharpened claws. It looked at me, and I saw a moment of pure, malevolent hunger in its eyes. It moved towards me, not a walk, but a shambling, predatory limp. It was enjoying this. I scrambled away, my body screaming in protest. The fractured ribs, the gaping wound in my back, the broken arm. It was too much. I don't know how I made it. I saw a thin wisp of smoke, then a flickering light, a cabin. I crawled the last 100 yards, leaving a trail of blood on the snow. I collapsed on the porch. A ruined man, my throat raw from screaming, my eyes wide with terror. I pounded on the door with my good arm. A man opened it, a weathered old-timer with a shotgun in his hands. He looked at me, then down at the blood trail, then up into the darkness. He didn't ask questions. He just pulled me inside and slammed the heavy iron-bound door shut. He had 2 other men inside and 2 big black dogs. The dogs went crazy, barking and snarling at the door. I heard the scraping sound again outside. The old man went to a window and I saw him flinch. "He's here," I whispered. The old man nodded. He held up a hand, a silent signal. Then I heard a human voice outside. It was the old man's own voice, an exact copy, calling for help. "Please, open the door! It's me!" The old man didn't flinch. He just watched the shadows. I heard a wet, slurping sound from just outside the cabin, and then a horrible wet squelch. The voice stopped. The old man and the other 2 men opened fire through the window with their shotguns. The sound was deafening. I heard a shriek, not a human one, but a terrible echoing howl of pain and rage. The footsteps faded into the night. We made it. They got me patched up. I'm alive. I've been in combat. I've seen things you can't imagine, but this was different. There is a creature deep in the forest that I cannot explain. And the voice is still in my head. Marcus left this note on the last page. It's still out there. It knows my voice. It knows my family's voices. Don't go into the woods, ever. This transmission has now concluded. If you seek to uncover more hidden truths, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.